together, I really, really encourage you right now to imagine, really imagine, if you, in your hands, if you had like the simplest science-based strategy to creating that slim body you've been wanting, that healthy body you've been wanting, that natural boost of energy that you wanted to last for the day. It's like right here, and I'm going to show you it right now. But before I do that, I do want to share with you that this, what you're going to learn, is game changing. Okay. So I have helped so many men and women, but really one I want to bring to you right now is Winsome. Okay. So I want you to all meet Winsome. And I want you to know that Winsome came to me a number of years ago. She had no hope. Before seeing me, she had no hope at all, none. She was at her very end of the rope. And she decided that she wanted to come to one of my talks. And I used to do these live talks in person at big events like Nature's Fair. It was this huge market. And I did an evening event. And she came to me to learn how to actually lose 20 pounds in 90 days. And because she just, for some reason, intuitively, she went, I just want to meet Michelle. Okay. And I want to learn what she knows, because I'm just going to try one more time. Well, anyway, after the talk, she hired me, and she came to me, first of all, extreme fatigue. She could hardly manage her day. She was so tired. She could barely get out of bed and do anything. She was more than 30 pounds overweight, so she knew that she was feeling really heavy, and she actually just had cancer, and she had the 5-year watchful waiting. So just came from, being treated by cancer. She was like wiped out. And what I'm going to do is, if I can, I'm actually going to share with you this incredible transformation video. It's only 2 minutes, so you can see that, hey, if somebody who is over 70, who is extremely fatigued, who had no hope, turned everything around in such a short time, so can you. So I'm going to move into that video to really get you inspired into what is possible. Okay, so let me find that, one moment. This is good, like amazing. She was just, what a rock star. Okay, so here we go.
Hi, I'm 70 years old and I rarely slept. I've been a nurse all my life and totally ruined my circadian rhythms, so I never could sleep throughout a night unless I was so exhausted. But gradually, with time, and now I am sleeping incredibly well. Not quite like most people would want it, but I am getting close. And I have lost 23 pounds. I walk. I stick with all the homeopathic drops. I fast for 16 hours every night, at least 16 hours. I listen to my body, and if it tells me that I don't want to eat or I'm not hungry, I won't eat. And if I want to eat, I use smaller plates. I use smaller portions. I listen to my body and I eat. And when it says stop, I stop. It doesn't matter if there's food on the plate or not. I just put it in a container for later or whatever. And I'm absolutely thrilled. I never would have thought that within 7 weeks, and it's not quite 7 weeks, 2 more days, but within 7 weeks, I feel like a new person. I've got hope. I've got hope once again.
Winsome, I am so proud of you. You just, like, you're such a superstar. You did what I presented to you, and look at the results now. And that we're just starting. Wait till I get you in the gym.
Oh my, I can't even imagine that. But I want to do what makes me healthy, because I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I had given up hope completely until I heard Michelle. All of a sudden I had one spark, and I said, wow, I have a spark. Okay, all right, let's go for it. And now I'm like, yes, there's hope again.
Yeah, you're feeling better.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Congratulations.
So
Hey guys, it's Michelle here, and I am with Winsome.
I'm going to stop
And
this.
Winsome
Sorry.
has been with me for
Oh.
7 weeks, and Winsome's going to talk
Sorry.
share her story.
I don't know why that happened. Anyways, what's going on is I do want to share with you right now. This could be you too. A little bit of technical difficulty, but really this could be you too. So again, someone who just had cancer, who really had no hope. She felt a spark. So that's an intuition, and went, you know what? I'm going to try one more time. Well, look at her now. After 7 weeks, 23 pounds she lost. But not only that, she feels amazing. And then after 12 weeks, she lost 37 pounds. So if she can do it, so can you. So I just wanted to really get you inspired to know that you can do it too, but you do need a strategy. So I'm going to show you the strategy right now. I do have a question. And the question is, where do we find these guides again? Okay, so you are part of a fit and healthy community. So it is a private group, and under the guides section, so there's a tab that says guides. I'm actually going to link to it after this talk, and you'll be able to find the guides, and you'll be able to go module to module. You'll actually get this training for free. And then again, you can reach out to me for questions along the way, but really this is what works. Okay, so thank you so much for asking, and I'll send you the link. So I'm going to move over to going back to the training. Thank you so much for asking that question. It's good. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's now shift the gears on, why aren't we there yet? Why are we still carrying that extra weight? Why are we still feeling weak? Why are we still feeling like, our energy has just sucked right out of us? Okay, why is that happening? Well, here are 3 reasons why I notice that most people fail to make this happen. It's because they haven't created these healthy habits that are sticking, that they're not consistent with. And why is that not happening? Well, the first reason is they beat themselves up for not being perfect. So if this sounds like you, and you feel that you slip one day and you just keep falling off the rails and you beat yourself up, well, this is one of the reasons why you keep failing, is because you're not loving yourself into being healthy. You're beating yourself up. And hey, we are so good at beating ourselves up, aren't we? We can just hammer ourselves all day. I don't know what that's going on, but it's just going on. And we need to stop this habit, and we need to turn it around, and we need to go, no, that is not serving me. No, this is not empowering me. What will empower me? So really, you've got to ask the right questions to get the right answer. And so anytime you find yourself beating yourself up, just really catch yourself to start and go, wait a minute, I'm not supposed to be perfect. I'm just supposed to keep striving and moving forward into what I want. Okay, one step at a time. So when you catch yourself, you flip the switch and you ask yourself, what thought can I have right now that will empower me to move towards what I actually want? Okay. And this moves us away from the why bother, oh, I keep falling off, to, you know what, I'm doing this and I'm just going to do it one step at a time. So it's catching yourself and changing your thoughts into what's empowering. The second reason why I find most people fail to make these healthy habits stick so that they last is because they feel overwhelmed with something new. And the kind of comments I get back with somebody like this is, oh, I started, but life got in the way. And then they have this give up syndrome. Okay, well, that will never get you to where you want to go. Right now, that's your lesson right there. We've got to stop that in its tracks. And you know what? It's so common. It's so not your fault. No, it's just the way society is right now. Okay, it's easy to be lazy. It's easy to give up. But really, if you want more out of life, life is meant to be a joy. Life is meant to have adventure. And life can be hard. Yeah, but that's where the adventure comes in, is when you can move past your struggle into freedom. Okay, but you've got to work. You've got to make the shift. Okay, and so in the beginning, yeah, you're going to learn a few new things, but that's good. Look at it in a way like, wow, I am sharpening my brain. I am having an adventurous life. Okay. And then, yeah, life's going to get in the way. Of course, it's supposed to get in the way. This is not something like you're in prison and you have to have this solid routine where if you fall off, you're gone for good. No, what you do is you find solutions to get to work with what life got in the way. Oh, I had company one night. Oh, I went on a trip. Oh, I'm going on a trip. Yeah, but you can still take these healthy habits with you, just adjust them. That way in your mind, remember that image I was sharing with you? Always keep that front and center. How did this person get through it? Because if they can, so can you. How did Winsome get through it? If she can, so can you. You know, we're not special. We just think differently. And so I actually want you to think differently. It's really your thoughts that's driving everything, okay? And so I want you to really look at, always keep your eye on what you want and not what you don't want, and just keep going further. The third reason why I see most busy people fail to reach their goals and make their healthy habits stick is they resort back to their old habits. So what happens is when people come to me, they're in a version A, but really they want to go to version B. Version A is where they are now. Version B is where they want to be. Okay, version A is autopilot, and you're used to being on autopilot. So just so you know, we've got to be consistent with your habits to move past the old auto habit into the new auto habits. You're going to make these new habits stick, so they're actually your new auto habit. And so this has to start again with just following the steps and being consistent with them, and starting with the image in mind. Okay, those are the keys. So I'm actually going to stop this share right now and see if there's any questions on the screen that I can answer just from those three, reasons why most people fail, actually. So I'm happy to answer any questions if anybody has right now. And if not, I'm going to go back to the training. No questions. Okay. Wow. That's okay. They'll come when they come. So I'm going to go back to sharing my screen. I hope that you're liking this so far. Let me know if you are. Okay, so back to sharing my screen. So we talked about the three reasons why most busy people fail to actually get what they want and stick to their habits. So now I want to kind of turn the table to, I'm going to show you exactly how to go from falling off your plan, the plan that you want, falling off of it, to creating a new, naturally slimming, healthy lifestyle and full of energy, like body and health that will last. Okay, so this is how we're going to pull it together. And how we're going to do that is actually, I'm going to share with you the daily routine. And the daily routine that I'm going to share with you is game changing. The daily routine that I'm going to share with you is the framework we're going to use to actually get to where you want to go. And the daily routine has in it specific steps that are achievable, that are realistic, and they're timely. They're also measurable, because at the end of the day, you're actually going to measure how you did. And so when you have a daily routine that is a smart daily routine, then you are guaranteed to get your goal. And it really does start with loving yourself, because people that love themselves know that they can do better. When they love themselves, they know that if they take care of themselves, other people will see them taking care of themselves, and it will rub off for them to take care of themselves. In fact, one thing that I learned today, which was interesting and really took me by took a step back, was what I learned was this guy, Ed Mylett. He wrote this book called One More. And it was really all about how we could, reach our goals. And what he talked about was those that are grandparents or have kids, the way that he sees us neglecting our kids or our grandkids is a form of neglect, is if we actually don't optimize our lives, if we don't optimize our goals, if they don't see us striving towards something better. Because what is the message that they see? They see us not going after our goals. Do you think they're going to go after the goals? Probably not. They don't have that role model. So what about we turn the tables and go, you know what? I'm going to love myself enough to go after my goals so that I give my family, my friends, what they need to reach their goals. Because really there has to be one person who would be kind of the influencer. And ideally, if you're watching this, you're one of those people, because this is one way that you can help others actually be healthy, is by having you become healthy. And that starts with loving yourself. And when you do, you may find that you're falling off the rails. That is normal. This is how we learn. We learn from our mistakes. And so what you're going to want to do when you find yourself falling off the rails, which you will, I mean, we're not all perfect, but I want you to go back to why you're even doing this. What is the reason? What is the purpose for you actually to get healthy? What is your reason to get healthy? Okay. Because it has to be strong enough to actually make the change, because change can be hard for some people. And so when you have this image in your mind of what you want to tie in a feeling to that. You got to tie the feeling to the image. How do you want to feel? Why you'd want to do this? I'm going to give you 3 examples of just some clients. I won't name their names, but one of them is they want to make the change because they're tired of being alone, and they actually want a partner that they want to spend the rest of their life with. So they're working on themselves to then be able to find a partner so that they're not alone. So that's a pretty strong why. I have another one who is actually really dislikes the work they're in right now. And they are stuck. Yeah, they're making the money, but they don't like it. And so they're looking to improve their mental health, their physical health, their confidence, by actually slimming down, feeling strong, and feeling sexy again enough to actually go after a new career. Okay. And then I have another one who, the third one is really, she's an incredible mom, loves her kids. And her why to actually get her body back is so that she can be the role model to get her kids back. So those are powerful things. So I want you to think about, what is your why? Why do you want to, make these changes? Because it's easier to be lazy, but why do you want to not be lazy? Why do you want to go after your goal? So you want to tie the image to that feeling of why. Okay, I really hope this is helping. So I'm going to actually stop the share and see if anyone has any comments on what I just said. Any comments? Is this helping at all? Is this really tying into getting you motivated and inspired to actually get and stay on your plan? So yeah, I'm welcome to any questions that you have, but I'm going to go back to the training again and share my screen. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go into stopping this, and I'm going to go to a different training. We're actually going to go right into the daily routine. Okay. Larry's saying that it's excellent. Okay, good. I'm glad this is creating some value for you, because your time is very valuable. So thank you so much. So I'm going to pull up the actual daily routine that I carved out that is going to be the framework that you're going to use to actually stay on track. Okay. So here we go. We're going to go right to the top, and this is the daily routine. Okay. So on the screen, you likely see Slim, Strong, and Sexy daily routine. I really want you to use this as your framework. This is like your schedule for the day. This will actually keep you on track alone. This alone will keep you on track. This will allow you to, practice the skill of healthy habits, because you've got the habits right here laid out. And these habits that I have in this daily routine are actually working with your body instead of against it. So it's what your body already expects. Yeah, your genes, your biology is expecting this routine, because this is going to work with your hormones. And if you do this, you're going to find results so much faster and easier if you work with your body instead of against it. So let's get started, shall we? There's only 3 steps. The first step to this daily routine is the morning routine. Now, what I find is most people miss this first step on the morning routine. We've got to make sure that we drink 1 full liter of filtered water towards your required water for the day. Why is that? Well, you actually wake up like a raisin instead of a grape. What I mean by that is you wake up dehydrated. Why? Because you breathed out. You breathed out your hydration. You breathe out water molecules all evening, all night while you're sleeping, and so you actually wake up dehydrated. So your brain has shrunk. Needs water. It needs water to reset. And so you know that when you drink the water, I really want you to pay attention to how your brain turns on, because it's going to get the what it needs to actually start to work properly for the day. So you're setting yourself up for a good brain function just by having that 1 liter of water. The other thing you're doing is you're flushing away acid toxins. So if anyone here is watching this and they have pain in their joints, they have pain surrounding their joints, they're working through an injury, you have pain anywhere in the body. I have clients come to me with rheumatoid arthritis or any kind of arthritis. Itis is inflammation. We need to flush away these toxins. That 1 liter of water is absolutely essential to start to flush away the toxins that is driving the pain. So try that and then see how your joints feel. The other thing it's going to do is allow for a proper bowel movement. Now, we all need to feel lean and clean, and the water is going to help to allow for a good stool. And you know how good you feel when you have that amazing bowel movement. You feel so much lighter and more energy, and you look better because your belly's not protruding out, and everything is just so much better. You know that after you have that bowel movement. So let's get that 1 liter of water in. Okay, this is all before your first meal of the day, whether it be 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Make sure you get that 1 liter of filtered water in before you have your first meal of the day. This is a way actually to get slim, because remember, you haven't eaten yet. Your body has no food coming in. It needs to get energy from somewhere. Where is it getting it from? Your stored body fat. That body fat is stored energy. It's there for you to use when you're not having any food. This is what allowed us as humans to be able to move past starvation and stay alive, because there were times we had famine and we had no food. Well, our bodies are so intelligent that you're carrying around energy in your fat. So this is something that you're going to want to train the body to tap into, to release, so that you can get slim again. Okay, we're getting slim by removing the body fat, all right? So I really hope that made sense. And so you're going to want to think about, okay, well, I've had my 1 liter of water. How much water am I supposed to drink in a day? Well, you're going to want to have, on average, 1 liter for every 50 pounds of body weight. So if you're 150 pounds, you're 3 liters a day. If you're in a warm climate like I am, I'm having more than that because I'm sweating more, obviously, because I'm removing more liquids out of my body. So I need to replace it more. And so that's something to think about. So you're going to start your day with 1 liter of filtered water. The other missing piece I see a lot of my clients forget is they need to get outside. And the first thing in the morning, okay? And the reason for that is because you have cells in your body that are environmental sensors. In fact, your cell membranes have like antennas on them, okay? Your cell is like a TV. The antennas are the antennas on top of the TV. And the antennas, they are the ones that are surveilling, their surveillance. They're finding out where you are so that everything in the body can mimic and help you for where you are. It will help to upregulate the type of bacteria to even break down your foods. It will actually release the hormones needed for you to do whatever time of day it is for you to do what you need to do. Okay, so the body is always surveilling the outside environments so that it can do what it needs to do. And so if you get outside, then you know the body is in its natural environment. See, that's the key. So if you're outside, you're outside in the natural sunlight. But if you stay inside all day, the body always thinks that it's 12 o'clock during the day because the lights from the artificial lights will tell the body that. And then it'll only upregulate what it thinks as 12 o'clock during the day. So that means that the body will actually start to make digestive enzyme because it's thinking that you need to eat. It's also thinking that you need to have a ton of energy because 12 o'clock during the day is the time that you need to get moving and do stuff. Well, if you're inside all day and it's nighttime and it thinks it's 12 o'clock during the day, I wonder why you can't sleep. Because the body thinks it's during the day and not at night. So what I want you to do is get outside, tell the body what time of day it is, and get outside as much as you can during the day, but especially in the morning, okay? This would also be the time that you're going to want to move. You're going to want to do some form of movement. This is your morning routine. The body is designed to move in the morning. That's why cortisol gets released at 6 a.m. in the morning. It's your get up and go. And so your best thing, especially if you want to slim down, is to have your water and get outside and do some movement. You will actually accelerate fat burning, which will get you slimmer super fast, okay? And so that's your first step out of your 3 steps to your daily routine. So again, these are habits that you're going to want to practice and keep. So before I get into step 2, I'm going to stop this and I'm going to see if there's any questions so far. So I am looking for questions. Any questions so far about the morning routine? No questions. Okay. You guys are quiet today. That's okay. You can just, listen. And again, if this is helpful, let me know. I'd love to hear. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the training and we're going to go to step 2, which is actually eating. Okay, so this is when we eat. Oh, I'm going to go to a different one. Sorry, one sec. I need to go to a different screen. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we are in step 2. Step 2 is when you eat. So again, we haven't eaten yet. We've got outside, we've had our water, we've done our movement. This is called fasting. Now we're going to eat. So we're going to feed our body, okay? And ideally, you do like Winsome said, she fasted for 16 hours, okay? So that's actually our goal. 16 hours, 16 to 18 hours, really, but at least 16, because the research shows that's when there's a tipping point from, starting to burn fat to really accelerating burning fat. And you do want to burn the fat because if you're carrying extra weight, you have extra fat. What does the fat do? It's sitting there for you to use as energy. And so let's do that, okay? And so you're going to do that by fasting. So 16 hours. If you are diabetic and you're watching this, diabetic 1, diabetic 2, diabetes 1, 2, you're going to want to titrate your weight into 16 hours. So that means you may start with just 8 hours of fasting from dinner to breakfast. That's okay. At least you're starting somewhere. Then you titrate up to maybe 9 hours, 10, 12, and just one step at a time over time, because you're actually training the body. You're training the body to learn how to use its own body fat as fuel, but it has to learn how to do that, and you're setting the stage to do that. So what I don't want to see you do is hit a wall and, get the shakes, for example, because the blood sugar's off. If you're shaking, it could be a nervous issue, like a nervous system issue, or it could be a blood sugar issue. And so we want to make sure that we don't want to stress the body. Okay, stress is 90% of disease is because of stress. We actually need to manage manage our stress. And so we've got to manage our blood sugar, okay? And we need to just, one step at a time. We're not pushing. So we're going to work towards 16 hours, okay? So that does mean we don't want any calories from dinner to breakfast, okay? And so you're going to work towards 16 hours. So if you're having a hard time with that, a way to get around it is you can have after dinner some herbal tea and some stevia. A good herbal tea would be a chamomile tea to help you sleep, or maybe a peppermint tea to help with digestion, or a licorice tea to help with digestion. Licorice tea, be careful if you're on medication, okay? So let's think about that. And in the morning, you can have organic black coffee. Again, there's no calories in organic black coffee. It's only when you add the cream or the sugar or anything like that, you want to avoid until you've gone, 12, 14, 16 hours, okay? And then what happens is, we need you to only eat when you're hungry. This, I find a lot of clients come to me, think that they need to eat every 2 hours to have a healthy metabolism. There's nothing farther from the truth. No, we need to eat, stop, eat, but we stop for like 4 or 6 hours. That way your body can do other things than trying to break down your foods. It's actually trying to do cellular cleanup. That's a healthy body. And so we want to, when we want to eat only when we're hungry. And then we're going to stop when we're 80% full. And how we know that is when the food stops tasting good. Okay. And then you're going to move on to another activity. All right. And how we're going to eat is really important. It's not just when we eat, it's how we eat. How are we going to eat? Well, we're going to make sure, and those that have been following me for like all these years, what is the one rule I always have for when we're going to know what to eat? Step one, what is it? Where is your protein source? We always want to really think of this, ask the right question. Where is my protein source? This is every time you eat, where is my protein source? And so protein is going to allow you to slim down, get strong, and look and feel 10 years younger and sexier than you can ever imagine. Okay, protein will do that for you. Protein is going to burn fat and build muscle. So we're going to have 1 gram of protein per pound of ideal body weight. And if anyone here has any questions on what that looks like, you can certainly get a hold of me and I can help you navigate through that. But really, we're going to want to think about having 50 grams of protein for breakfast, 40 grams for lunch, and 30 grams for dinner, kind of along that line. And upon your hands, about 25 grams of protein. So that's what you're going to want to have as part of your first meal. Okay, this is the key to getting slim, strong, and sexy, is getting that protein in. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're not just going to have protein all day. Well, you can actually. It's called the carnivore diet. But really, we can add some plants to that, because plants are going to allow us to have a good bowel movement. Again, we want to feel clean. We want to have more energy, and carbohydrates are going to help us do that from vegetables. And so just make sure you add some vegetables or some plants to your protein. So that would be for your breakfast. Just make sure protein is a priority for your first meal. Okay. You can add a bit of fats to that, a little bit of extra foods, which are the superfoods, which I teach in my trainings in the past. You can look at the Slim, Strong, and Sexy diet. That's where I go through this in more detail. But I just want to share with you, let's get that protein in first thing in the morning, okay? And eat your meals. So that would be step 2. Step 2 is we're going to eat. Step 2 is awesome. So I'm going to stop this share and I'm going to go back into some questions right now. And I have a question here, and it is from a Facebook user. And it'd be great to know who you are, but I'm really glad you're asking the question. So the question is, are supplements considered calories? Oh, that's a good one. No, they're not, unless they're powder, unless they're like capsules, no, because they'll go right to the site of action wherever they're going, stomach, wherever they're going, right? That's a really good question. I like that. If it's a powder form though, like maybe, like for example, this morning I took my Phyto Greens powder. If I look, there's some greens in there and some fruit powder, and there's calories in that. So I've already stopped my fasting because I'm having something with calories. So if it's a powder, likely it is calories, but if it's capsules, then it's not. I like that question. That's really, really good. Thanks for asking. Any more questions? Now's your chance. Okay. So I'm going to go back to the share and we're going to go to step 3. Okay, I got the right sheet this time. Yeah, so we've done step 2, which is eating, and we're going to stop when we're 80% full. Now we go to step 3. Only 3 steps on your daily routine. That's pretty easy, right? We're going to make sure that we really, really get this right, the evening routine. So the evening routine looks like this. We are going to stop eating 2 hours before bed. Ideally, you go to bed around 10. So you're going to stop eating by 8. Why I say 10 is because hormonally, that is the best time for you to go to bed, because between 12 and 2, you're pulsating growth hormone, which is your anti-aging hormone. And that's actually going to accelerate your efforts of slimming down, getting strong, looking and feeling 10 years younger. So let's try and get to bed by 10. That means you're stopping eating by 8. Hey, you can't always do that, but I'm letting you know that that would be the ideal. And then an hour before bed, you want to actually make you're training the body to know that it's going to be bedtime. And so you're going to shut all the lights off. And I do this. So if I can do it, you can do it. All the lights get shut off. You're putting candlelight on, okay? Because our bodies it's a different frequency to the eye, the candlelight or the fire, than a fluorescent light bulb. Okay, it has a different message to the body. The candlelight means, you're getting ready for sleep. But the fluorescent light says, it's 12 o'clock during the day, let's get going, okay? So think about candlelight. The other thing you can think about is wearing blue light blocking glasses, which is what I do, and wear a light around your head, like a miner's light, where you can just walk around with that light strapped around your head. And I actually clean up all the dishes. And I like to do that because I move after I eat. Because really the last thing you want to do after dinner is to sit, because you are then dysregulating blood sugar levels, which will then slow your efforts to getting slim, strong, and sexy. No, we want to accelerate them. We want to work with our body. So if you move after you eat, go for a 20-minute walk, clean up the kitchen, move, whatever you do, just move. Then you're going to balance blood sugar, which will slim you down. You're going to support healthy digestion. Instead of like it sitting there, it's going to actually move through your digestive system because you're moving. And it's really going to help you get your goals quicker, faster. So think about moving about 20 minutes after dinner, and wear your blue light blocking glasses or shut the lights off. Put little lights on so that you can see where you're going. You don't smash into things. I wear that headlamp and I clean up. Okay, and then I read a book. I don't go on my computer anymore. I've stopped doing that, and I have noticed a very remarkable difference in the quality of my sleep. Now, I do take melatonin because I want that really deep sleep. So I am taking melatonin just before bed to allow for that really, really deep beauty sleep. But at the same time, if I take melatonin and I go on the computer, I still notice that I'm not getting that best sleep. So I don't go on the computer in the evenings anymore. I'm more productive during the day, and I give myself time to relax in the evenings. I have a handout called Tips for Optimal Sleep. So if anyone here is watching this and they really are struggling with getting that optimal sleep, then please reach out to me, and I'm happy to share with you my top tips for like game-changing optimal sleep. Okay. Okay, so then the evening routine is we want to go to bed at the same time every night. Yes, your body loves rhythm. What does it do? It actually supports adrenal health. And we know this because we've studied babies. Babies sleep well when they have a good routine. The number one, we call it prescription for anyone with an adrenal issue or stress, is we want to keep the same routine. The cells love routine. And so we want to go to bed at the same time every night. Okay, this trains your body. You're training the body to have the best sleep. Okay, so as a recap, we're going to go back to only 3 steps. This is your daily routine. This is what's going to keep you on track. And you're going to practice this. Okay, step 1, morning routine. You're going to drink your 1 liter of water before you have your first meal of the day. We are going to get outside first thing in the morning, and we are going to do some form of movement. Then what happens is when you feel like you're starting to get hungry, then it's time to eat. Yay. So when you do eat, make sure protein is a priority and eat till you're just 80% full. Okay. You know that you're 80% full when the food stops to taste as good. Okay. So you're going to stop, and then you're going to be productive all during the day. And then what happens is in the evening, you're going to stop eating. You're going to go, okay, well, I'm going to go to bed at 10. So I'm going to stop eating by 8. So I need to start eating by 7. So I need to start my meal prep at 6:30, because really it should only take you about 30 minutes to get dinner ready. And if you're having a hard time with getting dinner ready in 30 minutes, please get a hold of me. I can absolutely help with that, where you can cook less and eat healthy. Okay. So we're going to read before bed, and we're going to train our body to go to bed at the same time. And we're going to train our body that it is time for sleep. Yes. Thanks. Larry is commenting that's very interesting. Yes, I know. I'm glad you are, because we are not sleeping like we used to. And the reason why we're not sleeping is because we're stressed. And we're realizing that we're all stressed. And as long as you realize you need to find tools to de-stress. And one of the best ways to do that is to get optimal sleep. Because if not, you wake up slightly diabetic and you have digestive issues. Okay, automatically. We know this by the studies. And it's only the time that you're sleeping is the time that you're actually detoxifying the brain. The brain only detoxifies to get rid of old, worn out stuff, replace it with a new, only in the evening and while you're sleeping, through the lymphatic system. And so we want to really support good brain cognition, and that's by getting a proper sleep. You know how you feel if you don't. You have brain fog, right? Yeah, because the brain is still toxic from the night before. And so if it becomes accumulative, then, you know, you really have to pay attention because we don't want to lose our brain power. That's everything. So yes, we need to get this sleep. There's so many other reasons why we want the sleep, but really we need to get the sleep. It's actually foundational to anybody who wants to be healthy. I am open to any more questions while we're on this. I hope that you found this really helpful. I got a couple loves here, which is really nice. Thank you so much for that. And any more questions? And if not, that's good. We're going to actually go into a bonus week next week where I'm going to take you above and beyond Slim, Strong, and Sexy with some game-changing information. Yeah. So make sure you tune in next Wednesday, same time, which is 12 PST, 2 CST, and 3 EST. And again, I'm here for questions. I will keep myself accountable by letting you know where the guidebook is so that you can look at each module and do a self-paced learning. And I'm glad you love that. That's great. And Larry, if you want to reach out to me, I'm happy to help you get your optimal sleep so that you can be optimal. Because really, there has to be somebody in the family who's going to make the shift. Because if you don't, then who will? And you owe it to yourself. You owe it to your friends. You owe it to your family. And really, like, we're meant to have a good time. We're meant to live a life of enjoyment and adventure. And we just need the right strategy. And that's what this is all about. So thank you very much for joining. And I'll see you next week. And I'm glad you loved it. And I love you. Okay. I'll see you next week.